Good afternoon. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to address you this afternoon, and thank you even more for taking the time to participate in this very important event. I've only been here for a few months. This is the highlight of my agenda for this quarter, even more so, and I'm going out on a limb here, than some other events that took place a few weeks ago here on the Savannah. This is important, it matters. Gender equality, the empowerment of women and girls, the promotion and protection of human rights are key Canadian values. I think they're universal values, which is why we're here today. Canada firmly supports the view that gender equality is a human rights issue, essential to achieving prosperity, sustainable development, social justice, peace and security. Canada's foreign policy with regard to the advancement of gender equality addresses key barriers to the empowerment of women and girls by protecting and advancing their human rights, supporting their equal participation in decision-making at all levels, political, economic, and social, and reducing inequalities in their access to control over resources. When we talk about taking part in political and public life, I want to touch base on one of the projects we've worked on here in the last few months, and that was a training with the government of Trinidad and Tobago on gender-responsive budgeting. Now, what is that? This sounds like a bunch of bureaucratic words. What it means in practice is that when the government makes decisions about how to allocate money for the people, which I think is kind of a key role, those resources will be allocated in a way that meet the needs of boys and girls, of men and women, of society as a whole. Something as basic as, do we need a bus shelter here? Or do we need it down there? Do we need more lighting? I know that sounds mundane, but these are the things that are going to make our society safer for all. Women belong at the negotiating table. In fact, I think they belong at all tables, often at the head of the table. They deserve to say in the decisions being made about their futures, in fact, about all of our futures. I want to give another example of something we're working on. We're working with a group called Power Americas, and they're carrying out a training right now, a program called Young Women in Leadership. They're working with about 50 young girls, young women from around both Trinidad and Tobago, giving them leadership training, and in fact, on Monday, they're going to be in the Red House doing a mock session of the Parliament debating a bill. These will be our future leaders. I want to touch on the base of why I'm here today. Men have a key role in advancing the rights of women and advancing gender equality. Simply put, we have a choice to make. We can be part of the problem or part of the solution. I've made my choice, and I look to the men who are here today. I know you've made your choice. We have to reach out to all the men in our lives, make sure they make that choice, and make the right choice. As men, we need to support and step up and fight for gender equality. The male voice, as an advocate, is key for breaking down barriers and uplifting the rights of women. I want to touch base for a moment on Canada's theme for International Women's Day 2020. It's Because of You, which pays tribute to the diverse and inspirational gender equality changemakers at the grassroots level. As a policy guy, it took me a little bit of effort to understand what that meant. We focus on legislation, regulation, policy changes, and those things are important. But the really big, important changes, they happen in the household, at the family, the community levels. I think the other word for that is at the grassroots level. And so thank you. We salute you today, and we salute you every day for the hard work, the sacrifices you've made for advancing the rights of women and girls, certainly the ones in Canada, but also and especially the ones here in Trinidad and Tobago, for your tireless efforts. We're very pleased to partner with our colleagues at IGDS in saluting all of those NGOs. I think many of them were announced at the proceedings earlier today, so thank you. Lastly, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the very dark issue of gender-based violence. We've known it's been a problem in Trinidad, in Canada, around the world, but the statistics are absolutely frightening. This is an epidemic that we can and we must fight. We must take action. Work is underway, but we must redouble our efforts to really end that. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Let's work together to advance the equality in all aspects of our society. Thank you.